Hey everyone, and welcome back to Building the Perfect Home Lab. Last episode, we kind of demoed out all the brew room stuff and brought in some new cabinets. That was really the bulk of the work, and now what we're going to be doing is finishing up. And I'm happy to announce that I was successful in that. The lab is officially ready for chemistry. So this episode, it's the more minor build things, but the more intricate things that really make everything come together, like building the fume hood. We're getting a lot of stuff shipped in. I have a rotovap coming in. That'll be really exciting. My path that I want to use for cubane, the rotovap will be very useful for, and I'm sure we'll find some other uses for it too. I'm going to be moving everything in completely, and then unfortunately I'm going to have to clean everything up because I will work in there for a little while and it just gets bombed out, and then I have to clean up. I've done that cycle like 3 or 4 times throughout this. But after this episode, we will finally be ready for chemistry in the lab. It's not going to be 100% complete. There's going to be a couple cosmetic things, like I need to add some baseboard in places, but the hood will be there. All the equipment will be ready to go, and we can jump right in. And we're going to jump right into the cubane redemption project. That is going to be my first project coming back. However, that's actually not going to be my first video because I have something for the channel coming in that's even more exciting than the rotovap and even a bigger deal than that. It's going to be a game changer for this channel and really kind of carve the path that we're going to go with this channel. So my first video back, aside from these, building the lab, will be focused around that, and it'll be the big reveal about what that is. And I'm sure you guys are really going to like it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you're feeling really frisky, leave a comment down below. It always helps with visibility, any sort of interaction with the videos. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alrighty, we got a surprise today. There it is. Very official. Look at this box. As you can see, it's a rotary evaporator. And it came in this crazy box. But Amazon, so like I said, Amazon counts. It was like $600. So I just went for it. I think it's going to be a great addition to the lab. I have no idea how to open this, but I'm really excited to have this. Alright, it is time to build this fume hood, which is going to go from the edge of the sink to the edge of that cabinet there. And then just below the ceiling line, I will drill a hole for the exhaust fan. Basically, what I'm going to do right now is measure and cut 4 studs for each corner from the countertop height to the rafters and attach those 2x4s like that. And then I'm going to coat the fume hood with this 1/4 inch plywood, and then in front of that is the plexiglass. And for some reason, they sent me 2 sheets of plexiglass, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's a whole lot of plexiglass. So, you know, maybe further projects will require plexiglass for some reason. But basically what I want to do right now, so we can get going on projects at least, is just make the 2 walls of the hood and then make the top part, you know, the top part that stays stationary, that comes down a little bit, and get the exhaust fan hooked up. And then we can at least get going on certain things. All right, it's getting late, but we have this thing framed out. It's gonna be attached at the top there. Well, it is attached at the top there on the rafters, and then it's not gonna be attached to the countertop actually. I'm gonna put a base of that plywood on there, and it's going to be glued to the countertop just in case I want to sell this place. I can just rip it off and scrape off the glue. I don't want to just nail into the brand new countertop. But tomorrow what I'm going to do is cut the plywood and put the plywood up, and we should be coming together pretty quick. Made some pretty dang good progress on this today. Everything's framed out, the walls, the ceiling, everything is installed. I got to sealing it so it's nice and airtight, or mostly airtight. I ran out of silicone right there. That's like the last spot that I need. I have the hole cut for the exhaust fan, and that is right here, just so you know kind of what it looks like. It has little flaps that, you know, close when it's not in use. It'll be variable speed. I'll put a little controller right above this outlet. So tomorrow what I'll be doing is I'll be finishing up kind of phase one to get us completely ready for chemistry. I'm gonna put a little piece of plywood probably a third of the way down because we don't need a window the entire way up this thing. Obviously I'm going to need to go outside and install the fan, and then I will wire it up, and there's a little speed controller right there that I will wire up probably just right above this outlet because there's a stud right here, so I'll probably just attach it there. And then at that point we are going to be ready to jump in and get some projects done. We are ready for chemistry, and I am so excited. It has been weeks and weeks of work, but we are finally done in here and ready for a closeout tour, at least for now. So I said we're ready for chemistry. The room itself isn't completely done, as you can see at the base of the cabinets, and over here on this wall I need to add some baseboard. I need to add a door for that cabinet. It'll be here in a couple of days. Not a big deal, but the big deal is that we're ready for chemistry. So I have built a fume hood here, and it's as square as I can possibly get it because nothing in this house is square. But I think I did pretty well. We have our classic black background because we wouldn't be a chemistry channel if we weren't shooting with a black background. Up here I have a 15-inch exhaust fan that will go crazy fast if I really need it to. Right here I have the variable speed controller, and overall I think it's a pretty darn good sized hood. We'll be able to do a whole lot of stuff in here. Right now, since I'm not planning on doing anything super dangerous, I don't have the door connected here. Over here, you can see there's one of the rails and some of the hardware for the door. I do have that figured out. A viewer suggested something great, which I am going to implement, and that is a counterweight for the door. So it will you know, just stay in place wherever you put it. But right now we don't necessarily need to add that. I'll probably add that, you know, honestly, like when I have to, when we're gonna do something pretty risky and we really need the door, that's when I'll probably add it. But I have everything for it, ready to go. And then in here, I guess we'll start with these cabinets. These are the existing cabinets, and I really cleaned them out a little bit. Recently I got in, I know you guys have seen, or I posted bromine in a 50 mil ampule, and that's a pretty big ampule, but look what I found. I found 100 mil ampule. That's a big boy. So anyway, I've cleaned up in here. There's a lot less glassware in there. It's just mainly for hoses and flasks and just minor things. I may add a shelf in there at some point. Not really sure what I'm gonna do with that. In here, it's just random storage. Like I have the old tent that I used to use to do chemistry in there. Not much of any use right now. In here, this is where I moved my resin printer and wash station. And then I put a couple of crude shelves in here, and this is our dry storage area. And I have a double scissor door, or whatever you call that, coming in 2 days. So by the time I upload my first video here, that'll be installed there. Now, over here, I have this glass cabinet that finally came in, and it's eventually gonna go over the sink, but I'm alone, so I need help to do that. So I'm gonna wait until somebody can come over and help me. But here I just have all my like really common glassware organized in here. So I've got Erlenmeyer flasks, beakers, and then I've got all my distillation stuff, an addition funnel, and of course the Dean Stark trap in there. And that's how it'll be when it is over here right above the sink. There's just enough space here, there's just enough width for it to fit and also have enough room. Over here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this space. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I may just keep it as an open countertop just to, you know, for quick storage. Like if we're in the middle of something and I need to get something out of the hood for some reason to like make space, but it's not time to clean. So I guess it's a good idea to have some open countertop space. And then I have this corner cabinet here. I still have access to it, of course, and it's empty. So there's just extra storage there. And then of course I have these cabinets too, and they're not that full of stuff. There's just random stuff in this drawer, like temp probes and spoons and little connectors and pH meters and random stuff. In here I have wet storage, and I'm going to close that before she goes in there. See, like a lot of these are just completely empty, so I have so much space to, you know, work with here. So I don't even know if I'm going to use that corner cabinet. I may end up taking it out because it's still painted wood. I don't like this stained wood. It's the only thing that doesn't match in here. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. All right, so on to the money makers, or the stuff that costs the money, I guess. I bought a metal table, and you can get them on Amazon. So quick metal tables, super easy to assemble. You know, it took me like 10 minutes. They're really cheap. And then of course, one of the biggest things for this channel as of recent is this right here. So I have a rotovap now, and I got a nice circulating vacuum pump that also circulates water at the same time for that, and that's going to be that permanent setup there. So that's not going to help any of our distillations. It's just going to be for the rotovap. Then I have a new Anchor Make 3D filament printer because filament printing is just so much easier and cleaner than resin printing. If I need something with super high detail, I'll do resin printing, but it takes a lot longer. The detail is higher, but it's messier, etc. So I'll be able to like print out cat clips and all sorts of stuff. Or if I need like a beaker out of some type of plastic, I might be able to print one out. Yeah, but that is basically it for this lab. Let me know what you guys think. I'm super excited to get into videos and take the channel to a whole nother level with this space. It's going to be amazing. Our first project, of course, is going to be the cubane redemption. We are going to jump right into that. You see right over here, I've got a kilogram of adipic acid and plenty of barium hydroxide right next to it, but that's actually not going to be my first video. My first video back in this lab is going to be quite a bit of a surprise, because despite the rotovap being an amazing addition to this channel, I have an even more amazing and major addition to this channel that I would like to showcase in my first video back. So we're going to get through that video, and then we're going to jump right into cubane and all sorts of other really exciting stuff. So if you'd like to follow along with that, be sure to subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, like the video. It really helps with visibility. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys later.